It's reported today in the Fairfax press that a recruiter for an AFL club has told an AFL official that the club wouldn't recruit or draft an Aboriginal player unless they had at least one white parent. On the line, Chief Executive of the AFL, Andrew Demetriou, good morning.
Good morning, Neil.
What do they mean, do you think?
No idea. I think it's completely stupid if that's what he said, Neil, and if I was him I'd start thinking about some other employment.
Why?
Well, why would you discriminate against somebody based on their colour or their race and say that I'm only going to select you on the basis of as long as you've got at least one white parent or two white parents? I mean, I thought we'd gone past that.
There is a belief, isn't there, though, that some Aboriginal players can be more complex to manage because, of course, in some cases, there's quite a cultural shock.
Look, Neil, that's true, but I can tell you that we now have 850-odd players on our playing list from throughout the whole of the AFL, and they are attracted from all parts of this country, and they are attracted from various backgrounds. Some come from single-parent families. It's not unusual for a lad who's sitting in his house one day in Whyalla, South Australia, to find that the next day in the draft he's been drafted to Brisbane. He's on a plane the next day, and he might come from a well-to-do family. He might come from a family where he's got literacy issues. He might be Indigenous. He might not be. He might be Sudanese. All of our players have got issues, and the clubs, in fairness to them, do very, very well to deal with a variety of complex issues, and they take up the challenge. And in truthfulness, the fact is that at a club with a club structure, they do very, very well.
Do you disagree, though, that there are specific problems with Aboriginal players?
No, I don't. I think we understand full well, Neil. That's why we spend so much time with our various programs with our Indigenous players, induction camps. We have on-job training for them. We've just employed Xavier Clark to help our Indigenous players as they leave the industry, to help them to find employment.
Well, it's reported that your community engagement manager, Jason Mifsud, had this conversation with a club recruiter who told him that they would only recruit somebody with one white parent. Do you want to find out what club it was and deal with them?
I know which club it is.
Which one?
I can't tell you that. I've spoken to the CEO of the football club.
What have you said to him?
I've said to him, this is what has been reported to me, and I think you need to be aware of it, and I think you should have a serious chat to your recruiting manager.
What was his reaction?
He was shocked.
Why not name the club? It's unfair to every other club.
No, I think, Neil, in fairness, we've got to go through the proper channels to ascertain and let the club deal with this internally to find out what he meant, if in fact he meant something that we don't understand. But you know our view, Neil. We won't tolerate any way, shape or form any discrimination on race, gender, sexual identity.
On that basis, will this official face some sanction from the AFL?
Well, again, Neil, I want to see how the club deals with it first. We always allow through our various codes and regulations the club to deal with their players or their employees first and foremost, and we reserve the right to deal with these guys in the event that the club doesn't deal with it properly.
Is it racial vilification?
Well, if he said it, Neil, of course it is.
And you're doubting whether he said it? It's said to one of your officials.
No, I'm not doubting it. I've got Jason Misford's, obviously I've got his version, and we've now gone through the proper process. We've alerted the football club, and we're allowing the club to deal with this individual.
Will you name the club once it's dealt with?
I don't see why not.
All right. When will that be, do you think?
I don't know. I want to wait and see how the club deals with it first, and when they deal with it.
Thank you very much for your time.
No, sir. All the best.
Andrew Demetriou, the Chief Executive of the AFL.